And hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm gonna talk about Labview. As you can see, I am using a virtual machine running Windows within Manjaro. And of course, this is how I want to run Labview. Okay, because Linux, I like Linux a lot more. So what's the objective of today's video? Okay, today's video, we want to see if you can toggle stuff using drop-down menus. How do you use drop-down menus to toggle stuff in Labview? You just, for example, let's say you are entering a shop, and I have this text box here. It says it has this thing on the menu, and it asks you, "Are you hungry?" So there's a list of things you can choose from, like some food. So the menu will say, "Are you hungry?" and "What do you want?" If you want nothing, and then I will have a text. It will trigger a response, of course, given by some text, and then the reply is, "Why do you come into my shop in the first place?" Okay. If you want beer, and then the text will display, "Have one on me, bruh." And if you want char kway teow, these are like Singapore or Malaysian fried noodles. Oh, those are delicious. Okay, so I say it's cost $3.50. Do you want chili and cockles? We like to call it hum in Singapore. Okay. If you want a bowl of noodles, this is called bak chor mee. Bak chor mee is mincemeat noodles, also found in Singapore. So basically this is a drop-down menu which can trigger a piece of code to run in Labview. In this case, it's just a string. Okay. So I want to show you how it is done. And this is the case structure. If you press Ctrl E, this is the case structure you use to trigger this thing. Okay. I'll tell you what are the basic pieces you need to put together. So let's get it done very quickly. Okay. One more thing, of course there's a stop button because I'm pressing a while loop. I am pressing a play to make this code actually run. If you want to stop, you just click the stop button. I just renamed the stop button as something called panggang. It's not bang gang, it's panggang, means in Chinese dialect, Hokkien Chinese dialect, it means, yeah, I am done for the day, it's time to knock off from work. That's the idea it brings across. It's a very colloquial term. So that actually stops everything, and yeah, so this is my so-called Labview code I want to demonstrate today. How to use drop-down menus to trigger some bits of code. So let's just get a new VI up. So I'm gonna close this VI, and I'll call this VI YouTube demo of drop-down menu. YouTube demo drop-down menu. Okay, so we're gonna start from scratch. Okay, we're gonna start from scratch. Okay, so of course you use Ctrl E to switch between the front and back panels. All right, so let's start with something very simple. Okay, so the question is, where do you get the drop-down menu, and what exactly do you want to do? Okay, what exactly do you want to do? Okay, let me run from this screen. Okay, yeah. So basically, again, remember our objective. We want to use a drop-down menu, so to speak, to trigger certain sorts of code from to activate. Okay, we want to use that to activate certain things. And what is the main way we use to do that? Okay, in Labview there is something known as a case structure. So where do you find it? You'll find it in structures. You go for this thing called case structure. Okay, so in the most simple sense of a case structure, you basically say, okay, if a value is true, I will display something. If the value is false, I will display something else. Okay, based on an input you give it, it will trigger a certain set of codes. So let's I mean, there are some videos that show you how to do this, but I will just quickly do a very fast run through. So let's give it a boolean. Okay, and then I'll do a horizontal toggle switch and on-off button. Let's put this an on-off button. Okay. Okay, that's just not very creative, but yeah, it's just an on-off button. I call this an on-off button. So when I turn it on, it will turn on the light. If I turn it off, it will turn off the light. Okay, so let's see how that goes in Labview. Control E. So this is an on-off button, and you can just actually link it up to this case structure, this true or false input. So if it's true, what happens? Well, let's see. You can actually start to give a string. Okay. Let's have an indicator. Okay. Input output. Now let's see something nice. Okay, let's see a string indicator. Okay. My text. So for example, let's say this will be the text that it will be used to indicate things. So okay, in the true case, it will display some text. In the false case, it will display some other text. So we'll bring this out of the case structure. So if this is true, okay, this is like an if loop, right? If this is true, then the thing will just say the light is on, or maybe I don't know, the light is on. This will be the string that you want to toggle in here. Okay, I'll save it. Now of course, if you have a false case, I'll have another string. Okay, I'll say the light is off. So this is the basic way of using a case structure. You can trigger different sets of code. So now I'm just using a string. Very easy. Okay, so let's play this thing. So now it's in the off position, so the light is off. So if I switch it around, switch it around. Let's make the button bigger so it's easier to click. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay, so if I switch it the other side, the light is off. Switch it this side, then the light is on. Okay, so I switch it and I press play, switch it, press play. Of course, do I want to always keep pressing play all the time? So I would, by default, if I want to switch the toggle button left and right, I want it to change the text instantaneously rather than I keep having to press play all the time. Okay, so this is just a simple switch to change a bit of text here. Okay, so how do I automate this? How do I automate this thing? Okay, let me clean up the wire here first. Okay, so how do I automate this thing? We use something called a while loop. A while loop is actually located in the case structure, and you just draw the thing across the place, the things that you want to automate. So okay, so this is what you want to automate, and yeah, if you want to automate this, just press this, use the while loop. Okay, next thing is okay, how do you want to tell the while loop to stop? Okay, I can't actually press click run because there's an error. It says the conditional terminal is not wired. Okay, the conditional terminal is not wired. What is this conditional terminal talking about? It basically, if you look at the bottom right, it tells you this thing called, it shows this thing called loop condition. So it tells you to stop the while loop. Okay, so remember, this while loop is continuously running, so that if I toggle on and off the switch button, it will display different kind of text. Okay, so if we want this process to stop, we need to give it a stop button. So okay, show error. This is where the error is. Okay, so this is the error list based on your block diagram. Okay, you can tell Labview to show you the errors like I did just now. If you press the play button, when it over here the arrow is broken, of course, it will show you the errors. It says the while loop conditional terminal is not wired. Just click show error, it will highlight where the error is, and this is where the error is more specifically. Okay, let's go here. And so instead of we'll need to give it a stop button. So this is the stop button. Okay, so stop the program. Alright, so this is stop the program. This is a stop button to say, okay, I want to stop this while loop from running. So the stop button is this thing called stop the program, and this will need to be wired to this wired to the bottom right, where it's looking for the loop condition thingy. Okay, so let's play. Okay, so if I toggle the on and off button, it will automatically show you the light is on or the light is off. Okay, so this is how you basically get this sort of thing done. Now I want you to note something. Okay, this program is going to run very, very fast, and I'm going to bring out the task manager. Okay. Okay, Windows is lagging as usual. Oops, sorry Windows. No, yeah. So you can see that the CPU is actually running at a crazy high percentage. Labview is actually taking almost 100% of my CPU power. So that's not good. Okay, so I need to stop the program. How do I prevent it from using that much CPU power? Okay, so the thing is that when you press this while loop, it will take up every single CPU resource. Okay, it will run as fast as the CPU allows it to. Okay, but we don't want that to happen. We don't want it to run so many times per second. So we can actually stop the program from running that many times a second. Okay, so one way to control this CPU usage is to use the wait time. So this is the thing that will help you to reduce CPU usage instead of going through 100%. Okay, so the thing that helps you to reduce CPU usage is this how many milliseconds do you want to wait. So instead of executing at every single tick of your CPU, it will say wait 0.1 seconds or wait 50 milliseconds before executing the loop. Wait another 50 milliseconds and then it will execute the loop. So what am I talking about? It's a bit abstract, right? Okay, let me use GIMP here. It's way faster than Paint. Okay, so what am I talking about? Okay, so normally the CPU will execute X times per second. Okay, the CPU will execute X number of calculations per second. When you have your Labview, okay, running, it will engage every single available CPU resource, meaning to say it will calculate. If you have, let's say, your desktop and your background processors are taking up maybe D plus B calculations per second. Okay, whatever is remaining will be X minus D plus B, and Labview will just gobble up every single resource that is remaining by default if you use the while loop. Okay, if you use the while loop. Okay, while loop. Okay, if you use a while loop, it will gobble up every single of these resources. So you don't want this while loop to execute that quickly. So instead of using up all the CPU resources, it will run one calculation. You can tell it to wait maybe 50 milliseconds. Then you run another calculation. So you run the while loop once every 50 milliseconds. Okay, so if you want it longer, if you want this while loop to wait longer, you can also tell the while loop, you can adjust it using this wait time. Okay, you can adjust it using this milliseconds to wait time. Ooh, yeah. So to wire in, to tell how much time you want this to wait, you go to the numeric. Okay, right click the functions palette, go to numeric, and you just look for numeric constant. So let's say you want to this thing to wait every 50 milliseconds. I'm going to type in the number 50 and I'm going to wire it to the milliseconds to wait. So this will tell Labview to wait 50 milliseconds before calculating this while loop. So let's try again. So I'm going to toggle. It's going to feel almost exactly the same because this is a very simple program. Okay. But okay, this time Labview is not going to use up that much CPU power. As you can see, where's the Labview? Yeah, this Labview is not going to execute that much CPU power. Now it's only like 0.6. As you can see just now, it was using almost like 80% of all the available CPU. So this wait timing is very, very good for us to help us deal with this CPU usage problem. So that's what this wait function is for. Now let's say you want to use the drop down menu, right? And that was the gist of this video. You don't want to use an on off button, so you want to use a drop down menu. How do you use the drop down menu? Okay, so okay, I'm going to take out the switch as I did just now. Instead of using a new boolean, I want you to go to the part that says ring and enumeration. Ring and enumeration. Okay. If you want to use the drop-down menu, there are two ways. You can use the menu ring or enum, the ENUM, enumeration toggle switch kind of a thing. So it will give you more than one option. And do make sure you use the enumeration drop-down menu because the ring menu won't actually be as convenient to use. Okay, I will explain later on why is this so. Okay, but this is the enumeration thing, and what you see is that, okay, this enumeration input, you can use it to wire inside here. Okay, you can wire it into your case structure. Okay, and well, yeah, you can use it to determine what cases you have. So how do you edit the items on the drop down menu instead of having just 0 and 1 as with your boolean variable? You can actually right click on the enumeration, go to properties. Okay, go to properties and go to edit items over here, edit items. Then you just click insert, or you don't need to really click insert. Okay, so 0 is for the light, turn off the light. Okay, 1 is for turn on the light. Okay, maybe 2 is you do SOS. Then you have hip hop. And then what? It's I don't know. This is what kind of lighting? Movie lighting. I don't know. It's just some random pieces of text to describe what kind of lighting you want in text format. So I'm just doing some random pieces of text. And what does it show here? It shows here two cases: turn on the light or turn off the light. Now, if you want to adjust this, you go right click on this top menu, and you go to this thing called add case for every value. Okay, then you have your SOS, your hip hop, your movie lighting, etc., etc. So you can use this to create items for your drop down menu. Okay, so okay, if this is SOS, I can type in song name, because this is a very old song, I'll use it to just display different pieces of text. Okay, if I do hip hop, I can put bass down low. Bass, okay, or maybe I don't use bass down low, if not I'll get copyright strikes or something like that. Hey, so I just say the bass is low. Movie lighting, okay, lens flare. Okay, this is just some random pieces of text which can use you can use an enumeration variable to do it. Okay, so by doing so, if you edit your items, the moment you edit your items, okay, you can go to the enumeration thing, go to properties, and you can edit your items. You can actually put as many things as you want on your drop down menu. Okay, so when you do that, you can go to the front panel and you see all these things also appear on the drop down menu. So based on this drop down menu items, when I select the drop menus around, when I select some options on the drop down menu, it should trigger a different text for everyone. Okay, it should trigger a different text for everyone. So I just press run, and then I will say turn off the light. The light is off. Turn on the light. The light is on. SOS is a song name. Hip hop, it will show you bass is low or something like that. Movie lighting, and then you have lens flare. Okay, so this is how you basically do your drop down menu thing. Okay, and just now I was saying why you don't want to use the ring variable. Okay, because if you actually use the ring variable, it can also give you a drop down menu. Okay, and you can also edit the items on it. If you right click and you go to properties, right click, go to properties, and you go to edit items, you can do the same things. Okay, so 0 will be turn off the light. Okay, 1 will be turn on the light. The next will be SOS, and I'll say hip hop again. And last one is what? What's the last one? Movie lighting. Okay. So I'll this one I want to delete. Okay. Now I'll press OK. And you will also have a kind of drop down menu here as well. Okay, and it looks almost the same as the enumeration. Okay, but if I were to delete this wire branch, okay, and I'm going to wire this in. Okay, what's the difference here? You will get 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You cannot actually see what the text is. Okay, that's one disadvantage. You will only see the case numbers if you use this ring variable. It will still give you this drop down menu. So if I press play, okay, if I press play, I can actually select whatever I want on this drop down menu, and it will still produce the same effect. But it's harder because over here you will not see 1, 2, 3, and 4 unless that's what you want to see. Okay, that's one. Second thing, it doesn't give you the option to add something for every case. Okay, add a case structure for every case. So that's only available if you use the enumeration. See, yeah. So it will. I mean, just now before I was dealing when you actually right click over here, there will be an option to what do you call that? There will be an option to add a case structure for all cases. That's only available with the enumeration thing. With the ring, it doesn't work at all. Okay, so if let's say I were to add 2 more cases, right? Okay, let's add 2 more cases. Oopsie, delete this. I'll insert here. Oh, okay. And let's move this up. Okay, let's call this case high 2 3 4. Okay, or maybe let's talk about other kinds of lighting. Okay, sunlight, moonlight, starlight. Okay, so let's add 3 more cases. Now press OK. I'll just delete this, and I'll just add the same things for the ring. Okay, sunlight, starlight, sunlight, moonlight, and starlight. Okay, different sorts of lights. So I'll just insert something here. Insert. I'll move this thing up. So sunlight, sunlight, moonlight, starlight. Okay. Now press OK. If I'm going to wire this ring variable in, it will give you 0 to 4. When I right click, there's no option to add everything according to the case number. You will have to add in manually cases for the ring variable one at a time. There's no option to automatically add everything. Okay, but if you were to use the enumeration and you want to right click over here, you can, there's this thing called add case for every value, which makes it a lot easier. Then you don't have to add the drop down menus for this case structure manually. If you add, then you can just look for this. Okay, you'll see automatically there's a sunlight, moonlight, and starlight, which you can just select here. And you can put this here, sunlight, very bright, and then you can wire this up. Moonlight, Edward, no. Moonlight will be full moon. Okay, so these are like sorts of lights that you want to have. And then the last one, starlight, I can put twinkle twinkle little star. It's just random pieces of text. Twinkle twinkle little star. Okay, so this is what case structures are like. Okay, so I've gone through why you would want to use the enumeration function rather than the ring function, though both of them give the drop down menu option, but you go for enumeration because this is a lot easier to work with when you want to play with drop down menus. So let's press play again. Now you'll see this sunlight, moonlight, and starlight put in. It's very easy. Okay, so this is how you actually play with case structures. Over here you can try it yourself, and of course I wasn't the one who I'm not the first one to actually make a guide for this. There are lots of others, and I'll place all the credits in the description. So there are some very good guides on YouTube as well where I learned from. Okay, see you.